Hey everybody, how's it? Aloha. Okay, here's the one. Some people are going, dude, man, you put Jeebs on this one? I think I'm in for a ride here. Septicflesh Pyramid God. So I did see the thumbnail for this. I know I'm in for a ride. Looks like a pretty gnarly hardcore metal band, but there was an orchestra in the back, so automatically, you know, that's fireworks for me. Thank you guys for your support, for your comments, for everything. You guys know that my channel is not monetized. You see any commercials running here or advertisement that has to do with a copyright claim by the record company, publishers, hopefully the guys in the band are making a cut of that advertising. Thank you guys in advance for support. If you guys do love what I do here and my channel's not monetized, buy me a cup of coffee, super cool beans. That's actually down below that link as well. And also the link for their music and the headsets, the AKG 240s. People still ask what I'm using. If you want to check them out, the link for that's there as well. All right, let's do this. I have a funny feeling I'm in for one. Septicflesh Pyramid God. All right.
It's called the Pyrimed God. Are you ready, motherfuckers? 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, go! Come on! Let's go!
All right, that was really super cool. And what I totally dug about this, obviously, you know, I'm a nuanced guy, okay, and especially with engineering. First of all, I loved where the orchestra is placed in this mix. At the very beginning, obviously, they're taking the lead, except for the drummer who's giving us a square 4, you know, 4 on the floor just to lock in. And at first, there's that riff, da 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 da. Da, 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 da. And then the other arrangement that comes in behind it, these like half notes that are, da, you know, the violin are doing these things. So I'm thinking, okay, kind of getting a sense of maybe what might happen. I'm thinking, all right, this chugging is going to be, da, 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 you know, like when the band comes in, and it was opposite. And that caught me off guard, and I really dug that about the arrangement. So in other words, that da, 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 da stood on its own. But when the band came in as a whole, the big powerful, you know, full-on raw people's elbow guitar sound was holding the arrangement of the I want to say the cellos or the divisi, which means they may have split the sections up. So you could have violins, and let's say you have 24 violins, but if you do what's called divisi, you can actually split those violins, and this one would hold that, you know, that arpeggiated shape, and then this other half of the violins are doing that longer stuff. I thought that was so cool. So the band comes in, and the band is doing its most powerful, you know, wall of voodoo, just monster huge sound. The lead singer with his voice, wow, what a deep, thick voice. It matches actually the power and the distortion of the guitar on a level. And then as the strings came back in on that second hook, I could just see what the bowing was happening there, that the orchestra had gone back to that da-da-da-da, but at that point now, everything was full on with the band and in your face. So I just wanted to bring that up. Let's go ahead and catch up from here, because I saw we were going into a break. And
Are you a birth of mine? You trace the gates of space and time. Go, Pyrimed God! Unlock the places you've been. Oh, come on, ladies and gentlemen! 1, 2, 3, Pyrimed God! I am the dreamer of this world. But no secret inside Pyrimed God. I am the shape of Pyrimed God. But no secret.
there is a really super cool section in here where the brass section takes over in the back, while they're just, the violins are doing the da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da. And this is when they were kind of chilling out here with the performance as a band and stuff. Then they come in and they repeat that. And you know what's really important, outside from the power of the band is still the center of this, but the way I'm kind of, rinsing on this, I'm as a composer, as an arranger, as an engineer and stuff, I'm obviously coming from a little bit of a different listening experience. That you, as the pure listener who's been listening to this for a long time and really enjoying this kind of performance, I'm just kind of cutting loose a couple of little thoughts. That brass section in the back was really opening up wide. Then I noticed in the playing, the stand-up bass players, we call them double bass and stuff, they were the ones that are really digging into holding the bottom together for the orchestra. I loved in the band, though, there was a section where we just had one hard split of a guitar coming in over here as they started building, and then there was more, another melodic guitar would pop back into here. So this is really super squared off, really well-crafted songwriting. And I'd like to, if anybody knows and can tell me who the orchestrator was that wrote the string arrangements. Maybe it was one of the band members. I'm not surprised if it's one of the band members, but in most cases, when you have a huge orchestra, even band members that write stuff have to give it to somebody to orchestrate, to translate into the musicians out back. So let's keep rocking. All right, I got to stop there. I always love watching the orchestra during these kind of performances. These guys are putting on an incredible show. I don't know, obviously, first time I've ever heard of them, first time I'm listening to their music. I don't know what the persona of the band is. You know, there's these sub-levels of doom and goth and heavy and death metal and stuff, but they're just putting on an amazing, powerful performance. They've got the energy sucked in, you know, from the fan base. But what I love is when I'm watching it, I'll look in the back and I'm going, oh, check out the bassoon player. He's fully rocking. Like, you could pick out these guys and gals inside the orchestra that are like, they're like doing it. There's always a couple that are like, oh shit, what have I gotten myself into? But there's always a couple that are like, yeah, I'm doing this even though I got 4 strings on this. I don't care. I'm feeling it and stuff. So I had to. And just where I got a little bit of a chicken skin was that there's this big brass rip. I think it happened twice in there in the slower part. It goes, whop. That's a brass section. Give me some brass. All right, here we go.
You know what, ladies and gentlemen? I'm going to fucking count again to 3. And we will destroy. 1. Come on. 2. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Wow.
Okay. I have to admit, I was definitely... Sorry. Let me stop this. I definitely am genuinely uplifted, blown away by this. You know, if you've been with me on this journey through the growth of this channel the last 3 months, you know, I always find even songs that I may not be particularly aware of the genre or what it is, there's such work involved and so much songwriting, whether it's a 3-piece band, whether it's Slipknot, Mudvayne, all the way to huge bands like you know, Snarky Puppy, to everything in between and stuff. And when you venture into this world, you know, somebody's paying the orchestra, somebody's threw down a grip of cash for this, you know. Somebody really did an incredible job producing this. I'm assuming this is off of a DVD because the engineering is wonderful for a live show. I mean, it's just absolutely perfect. I also recognize that the drummer, I just started looking a little bit because I try not to watch too much because I'm about the music. But that the drummer's behind the violin section, even though he's cased in the plexiglass, and the timpani and the orchestral percussion is on stage right, or off to his, you know, cymbals right and stuff. And there are times where she's right on top of his case, but my God, does that guy have like a magazine load of just machine gun kicks and stuff flying through it. And I can't imagine, too, I'm watching all the musicians as well who are just absolutely superb, how hot they might be in some of those outfits. Anyhow, thank you guys for this, man. Really, I was a little kind of like, oh no, what I'm gonna, you know, every time there are times where I'm thinking, hey, this is gonna be, and then I go, whoa, this was actually really super fun. So I'm gonna dig some more into Septicflesh, and I don't know if this is a standout performance, a one-of-a-kind style, and the rest of their albums are different, like the trajectory of most catalogs are from bands and musicians. Shift a little bit. They might stay true to a core, but then you look at the genres they list themselves under, there might be a constant in there, but then there's these little subs that are kind of woven in there. which I'm still learning about. You guys helped me with. Anyhow, guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me on this ride. This was really, really, really super cool. I was really energized through this whole thing, and I'm pumped that I did it. It's late tonight, you know. It's going to be a late night drop, but well, I figured, you know, this is kind of a late night kind of performance here. Thanks for your support. Should you see fit, mahalo. Thank you very much for a cup of coffee, because you know the channel's not monetized. Links for their music, for their Spotify, and for their merch will be there as well, you know, to support the band and everything. So thanks for the suggestions. Keep bombing me, and check out my other social media profiles there too on Twitter. I'm having a little more fun on Twitter. When people drop stuff on Twitter, I can actually click on it and it opens up inside my player without me having to cut and paste and trip. So that might be an avenue for me, for you to bomb me with your suggestions. All right, guys, take care. Aloha. All right. All right.